Well, this is the start of my water-cooled PC. It's going to be completely custom. Got a custom water reservoir. I got really cheap CPU water block on there. Radiator from, I believe it was actually a Volkswagen oil cooler. And of course I got some stuff soldered on there, some regular copper tubing from pretty much what you would use on your air conditioner or something to hardline it, which you know, this 8mm tubing fits right over. No clamps, so far no leaks, nothing's pushed off. They even made these little things that go right through the case with that copper tubing. I know people before they start complaining, saying you're not supposed to mix copper and aluminum because that is a aluminum water block. I don't really care. I am gonna order a copper water block so everything's copper in the loop and I don't get no what do you call it? Jeez, I forgot the damn name of it. Corrosion. There we go. Yeah, I have. I don't even have distilled water in this loop, but it hasn't leaked, so I'm not worried about it. And besides that, it's just a test bench, you know. So things are gonna change because, like I said, test bench. Don't give a shit, but custom water reservoir. I'm gonna put some kind of LEDs in there or something so you could see that water level at nighttime. Most likely they will be green and not white. I don't know. Everybody has either a white or blue or red case. I don't see too many green ones though. This is a really shitty camera. My phone has a better camera, but my phone just died and I decided to do this video last minute. So, like I said, that's a $4 or $5 cheapy aluminum water block off of Amazon, eBay, Wish, stuff like that. And this is the connectors that I use for the tubing is just old copper piping for the air conditioner, the hard wire it, which and I really believe this is 8mm inner diameter tubing that I bought at Lowe's. So I mean, so far I got about like 5, 10. Wow, I think I only got about $10 into it because everything else I've had around here, even you can see the backside of my little reservoir there. All it is pretty much stainless steel stuff from well, restaurant equipment. But I don't know. Like I said, this is a test bench, so it most likely will change. At first my plan was to have all this open and stuff, but I got a cheap, oh yeah, the pump. I forgot about the pump. It was another, I might have $15 into this ghetto rigged water loop. But at first I had all this open and I was like, nah, you can see the pump. The pump sits in the loop a little bit in the back. So I just decided well, I'm gonna put this in here to help hide it. So I mean, actually right there you could kind of see my pump. I'm lighting it up with this flashlight, and this other tube that you see coming down is the return line. So I've been practicing running this one, see how I like it's going to be set up, but this is not the case I'm using. This is a nasty ass case. I'm going to be putting it into an Inwin Q2000 server case. It's going to be nice. Had the fans off for a little while because the temperature came up. I definitely use other fans because those things, don't know if you can hear them, but those things are freaking noisy. Especially where my computer's going to be sitting. It's going to be sitting on a little shelf right next to me, probably about 3 feet away. That's unacceptable. But yeah, this is what I got so far, and I got to buy a couple things for my other case, like paint and stuff. So got to butcher one case right now just to test it out and see what kind of temperatures I'm getting at the CPU. So yeah, and as you say, that's not the motherboard I'm gonna use either, because that's some shitty little dual core processor, probably a Pentium 4 for all I know. I didn't even look at it. I just threw it in there, it booted, so I was happy. I had something to play with. And yeah, my new motherboard is going to be it's an older 775 chipset, also Intel. What I'm using for the block is pretty much another black back plate off the back of the motherboard. Drilled out the threadings on there. Used the same screws with the little springs on it, and I cut those springs down to about, oh man, I think there was only about 3 turns on the spring. So I think I made 2 of those out of each spring. So yeah, it happens whenever you have tons and tons of junk laying around and you hoard crap. So I mean, it's good because it saves me money, and I kind of live kind of far from the store, so yeah. And yeah, I guess everybody knows I do not have a heat sink on the North Bridge. I don't give a damn about that. I used this motherboard as a server for 2 years, so never gave me problems with that. And don't know what this motherboard is, but yeah, it's been pretty rough being shoved in another computer case and shoved in a cabinet for my Ubuntu home server. But yeah, the water pretty much comes out of that one right there. It's gonna go up over into the CPU block. Go up and out into the radiator, back out of the radiator, through here, all the way back into the reservoir again. I know at some point in this video I probably screwed up one of my terminologies, but yeah. Like I said, before anybody gives me shit, I just want to say this is just my test case. I really don't give a shit about it. As for the reservoir, let me see here. As for the reservoir, this is what I pretty much used. Stainless steel thing that went in a restaurant for, I don't know, condiments and shit like that. And then on top of that I have a piece of plexiglass that I pretty much siliconed around those cracks right there. You can see that gap. Made a nice little ledge to put the silicone in it. I don't have much faith in it. I was going to use JB Weld, but I'm going to let this run for a little while. And as you see, since the van's been on and I started this video, it's cooled down 3 degrees. So earlier when I first started it, it was it was down to 40, and I'm out here in the damn dirty garage where it's hot as hell with no insulation, so I think the temps that it was getting was pretty good. Well, I'll post another video as this goes along, but this is what I got so far. I think I want a smaller window on that reservoir. Ooh, slosh, slosh, slosh. Whoops, almost dropped the flashlight in there.